And I'd like to talk a little bit about the video and the young woman that was receiving therapy and how awesome it was to watch as the therapist, who was very empathetic. I watched her face really closely. I watched how she was able to absorb the young lady in the room and really to make it about her and to provoke her to go places that she had never really experienced, and how she did experience different types of anger and the things that actually were really perplexing to her. Even, her father's death, her relationship with her mom, her relationship with her husband, and to walk with her as the therapist did on all these very deep issues, almost like a sacredness. And I think that sacredness for me sort of ties into the Rogerian theory of personality when it comes to the person-centered therapeutic method. There was a lot of probing, but the probing helped the young woman do some self-actualization, who I really am. The therapist, I believe, played such a role in just identifying, helping the young woman identify who she is and her position in life, and that it was okay to feel, and not only just to feel on the surface, but to feel deeply, just to describe what's going on and get the power back from all these experiences in her life from her childhood that seemed to have brought her to a point that, she could not even grieve properly. And we always know that there is no particular way to grieve, but the therapist was very instrumental in helping her deal with every aspect of the major issues in her life and how she would be able to move on and not be stuck with the issues with her husband, because she's actually was able to attach some feeling to that and to express that. When you have the actualization of that's me, that's who I am, in the midst of these other lives that affect me, I believe that the therapist was able to give her the vehicle to get out of the mud, to not be stuck, and to actually feel. And I believe that was a part of the Rogerian place also. It was really very self-centered, but self-centeredness have its place, I'll say, when it comes to specific cases where a person has actually felt like that their personhood is no longer accepted, or it's being drowned out by the existentials, whatever's going on the outside of her life. And I just believe that from a biblical point of view, it was the therapist showed complete empathy, and she didn't go to any levels of sympathy, but she took that walk with her and allowed her to be at a place that would really help her not be feeling these extreme areas of lowness or anger, and just gave her a good, genuine way to get out of it. So my lingering question for this week is, what would you do as a counselor to include a biblical perspective if you're in the case of doing a Christian counseling? From looking at the video, where would you insert Christ? Even for myself, how will I pull in Christ? How can I center Christ in this along with the person that I'm counseling? Thank you.